Well, good evening, all. It's Sunday evening. It's approximately, what is it, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, something like that. What time is it? That's 6:06 out here in Communist California. Yeah, still redneck. A few thoughts, bitches, complaints, rants, whatever you want to call it. Strange world we're living in nowadays. There was a time when two people could have a discussion. Hello, Boots. And it wouldn't end up in knockdown drag out. You'd have your opinion, they'd have their opinion. Sooner or later, you'd meet in the middle and have a discussion about it. Nowadays, it seems to be impossible to do that. You got either the left or the right. You're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. Well, we're used to hearing that from the politicians. We're also used to both sides of the politicians cheating, to an extent. If anybody believes it's only the Democrats that do it, they're wrong. If anybody believes the Republicans do it, they're the only ones that do it, they're wrong. Both sides do it to a certain extent, always have. You can pad the ballot box a bit, that's fine and dandy. Certain amount of cheating seems to be expected. Okay. Now we'll get to my opinions of this election that we just had, if that's what you want to call it. One, I don't agree with the way all the election rules were changed right before all the elections. I don't agree with ballots being showing up at 4 in the morning, unsigned, unsealed. Seems to be a little shady there. You got reports of glitches in the voting software that are seemingly being ignored, and that same software was used in 28 states. Now, to be fair, yes, I voted for Trump. But to also be fair, I'd be making the same complaint if all this happened to Biden. Because you have to believe in the system for the system to work. If you don't have faith in the election process, then we have lost all. People say, well, Trump needs to stop all these lawsuits. No, he's got the right to do it. Just like Biden would if he'd lost, or even if he hasn't lost. In my mind, until January 20th, we don't know who the president's going to be. That's my opinion. I just know the way things have been reported, the way things have been stated. You can't have all these people signing affidavits and depositions and willing to do jail time stating they saw this, that, and the other if there wasn't something to it. I'm a firm believer if there's smoke, there's a fire someplace. You got these things happening in multiple states. Or you got ballots showing up with only one thing marked on the whole ballot. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're going to waste the time sending in a ballot. Would you not fill out the whole thing? To make your vote count all the way down the line? But when you have thousands of ballots with only one name marked on the whole thing, nothing else, nothing downstream, nothing for senators, propositions, anything like that. Just one thing. Wouldn't that strike you strange if you were a thinking person? I have no way of knowing how all these lawsuits are going to turn out. I know this election is tearing this country apart. And there's people on both sides saying we just need to have open warfare. That's not the answer. A reminder to people about that. Your illustrious ex-president Barack Obama signed a deal with the UN shortly before he got out, to where he gave them the right to come into this country to put down any armed insurrection that shows up. A lot of people may have forgot that. But then, a lot of people have tried to forget we had a Muslim in charge. But does it strike anybody else strange? I've seen lots of presidential elections where the ex-vice president started running. And usually right from the gate, his running mate that he was working for as president was out there supporting him. Did anybody notice that Barack Obama did not come out and openly support Joe Biden until about 2 weeks before the election? Doesn't that strike anybody as strange? Now you hear Obama telling the country that because Trump's not conceding, that it's destroying the fabric of America. But funny, he didn't say that when Hillary gave Biden the advice, don't ever concede. Don't concede at all. Don't concede. But you expect the Republicans to. Now, I may be wrong about Joe Biden, but my opinion is he's a do-nothing yes man. You know? He might last about 4 months in office before they figure out a way to get him out of there and put Harris in charge. But all he's going to do is rubber stamp anything the corporations want, China wants, Russia wants, any of that. They'll be going, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. That's all he knows. That's all he knows. I don't personally think he's had a coherent thought in years. One that somebody else didn't put in his brain. But that's my opinion, because one, I don't like him. Two, I can't stand Democrats. I've had to deal with Governor Newsom out here in California too long. That's another communist clown. That man's not going to be happy, and I don't think Biden will either, till all small businesses are shut down. Till this country is nothing but a third world country. I hope I'm wrong. But I don't think I am. So what I'm saying to people on both sides, before you start talking about open warfare, let's wait till this thing's played out. And that goes for both sides, the right and the left. I've heard the same talk from both sides. Trouble is, the left's outnumbered. Oh yeah, they got their little Antifa groups and their jackass militia that shoots themselves. And they got their Black Lives Matter people. But 90% of the left is panty-waist, limp-wristed snowflakes that just want to march and feel like, oh, I'm making a difference. I want free this, free that, free that. Somebody's got to pay for it. They got a liberal arts major and don't know how to work. But I'm not going to go off on that tangent today. As I was saying to do it before. But To anybody that still watches my videos, I wish you well. Pray for the president. You know, hopefully he'll pull this off. And if he does, we can get this country back on track again. And then we'll have 4 years to listen to the Democrats try to find another excuse to try to impeach him again. But I'm willing to bet if the presidency ends up going to Biden, I'll bet you the COVID thing goes away shortly thereafter. I'll bet you all the protesting stops and just fades away. Everybody's going, why are you mad at us? We were just doing our rights. Yeah, right. But that's just Redneck's opinion. You got a comment, leave it below. Or send me an email. redneckrebel1956@gmail.com. I'll answer it. For now, I think we ought to remember the servicemen serving overseas and the ones that are coming home. If you got a place for them in your line of work, give them a hand, give them a job. You'll never regret it. Remember, the vets that are still here, give them a hand up, not a handout. To all those serving, both overseas in the military, police lines, fire lines, this old vet salutes you. Keep the fight on. Stay strong. I'm behind you if nobody else is. Y'all take care. Redneck out.